What if I told you that owning less could actually lead to having more? More savings, more security, and more peace of mind. That's right, I'm talking about the power of minimalism. A couple of years ago, I was living paycheck to paycheck, stressed out about money, and drowning in a sea of stuff I didn't even need. Sound familiar? But here's the thing. I managed to turn things around, and it all started with embracing a minimalist lifestyle. Now, before you click away thinking minimalism is about living in a white box with nothing but a mattress and a spoon, let me tell you, that's not what this is about. It's about identifying what truly matters to you and cutting out the rest. The clutter, the overspending, the unnecessary stress. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I used minimalism to build a solid emergency fund step by step. We're talking thousands of dollars saved just by changing my mindset and my spending habits. And trust me, if I can do it, you can too. So if you're tired of feeling financially overwhelmed and ready to take control of your money, this video is for you. Let me paint you a picture of where I was just a few years ago, stressed, broke, and drowning in stuff I didn't need. My closet was overflowing with clothes I'd worn once, maybe twice. My kitchen drawers were crammed with gadgets I'd bought on a whim and never touched. And don't even get me started on the piles of unopened mail and random knickknacks. But the worst part? While I was surrounded by all this stuff, my bank account was practically empty. My credit card bills were piling up faster than I could pay them off, and I had absolutely nothing saved for emergencies. I was living paycheck to paycheck, constantly worried about money. Looking back, I realized I was stuck in a vicious cycle. I was using shopping as a way to cope with stress and fill a void, but it was only making things worse. The more I bought, the more stressed I became about my finances. It was a recipe for disaster. Then, one day, disaster struck. My car broke down. It wasn't anything major, but it still required hundreds of dollars in repairs, money I simply didn't have. I was forced to borrow money from a friend just to get my car back on the road. That was my wake-up call. The first step in my minimalist journey was tackling the mountain of clutter that had taken over my home. It was overwhelming at first, but I knew that in order to create a space that felt peaceful and organized, I had to confront the chaos head-on. I knew I had to declutter my space before I could even begin to declutter my finances. The physical clutter was a constant reminder of the mental and financial clutter I was also dealing with. I started by setting aside a weekend for a massive decluttering session. I marked it on my calendar and committed to it like an important appointment. This was a date with my future self, a promise to create a better living environment. I went through every single item in my apartment, from my overflowing closet to my junk drawer, and asked myself one simple question: do I really use this? This question became my mantra, guiding me through the process. If the answer was no, or even maybe it went into one of three piles: donate, sell, or trash. This methodical approach helped me stay focused and make decisions more easily. It was amazing how much stuff I had accumulated over the years that I completely forgot about. Items buried in the back of closets, drawers filled with things I hadn't touched in ages, clothes I hadn't worn in years, gadgets I'd bought and never used, books I'd already read. It all had to go. Each item represented a past decision, a moment when I thought I needed something new. It was liberating to finally let go of all that unnecessary stuff. The physical space I gained was just the beginning. The mental clarity that came with it was even more rewarding. Now here's where the decluttering process got really exciting. I started making money. Turning my unwanted items into cash was an unexpected bonus. I listed some of my higher value items like electronics and designer clothes on online marketplaces. The process was simple, and I was surprised at how quickly some items sold. For everything else, I hosted a giant yard sale. It was a fun way to engage with my community and find new homes for my old belongings. To my surprise, people were actually willing to pay money for the things I no longer needed or used. It was a win-win situation. I made a few $100s from selling my old stuff, which went straight into my emergency fund. This was a significant step towards financial security. It was incredibly motivating to see how decluttering could actually put money back in my pocket. The financial benefits were immediate and tangible. But the financial benefits of decluttering went far beyond just selling my old stuff. The process fundamentally changed my relationship with money and possessions. As I started to get rid of clutter, I noticed a shift in my spending habits. I became more mindful of my purchases and more intentional with my money. Once my home was clutter-free, I realized I didn't need to buy anything else. The urge to fill my space with new items had vanished. In fact, I felt content with what I had. The simplicity of my surroundings brought a sense of peace and satisfaction. The urge to impulse buy simply disappeared. I no longer felt the need to chase after the latest trends or sales. Before decluttering, I used to justify impulse purchases by telling myself I needed something new or that it was on sale. These justifications seemed so convincing at the time. But now, surrounded by a carefully curated collection of items I truly loved and used, I saw through those justifications. I understood that true value wasn't in the quantity of items, but in their quality and utility. The truth is, I didn't need more stuff. What I needed was to appreciate and make the most of what I already had. I needed to break free from the cycle of overconsumption and start appreciating what I already had. This shift in mindset was transformative. And that's exactly what decluttering helped me do. It was a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. So, here's my challenge to you. Take a look around your own space. What do you see? Is it filled with items that no longer serve you? What's one thing you own right now that you never use? Imagine the freedom and clarity you could gain by letting it go. Imagine how much money you could save if you stopped buying similar items. The financial impact of decluttering is profound and far-reaching. Decluttering is the first step towards financial freedom, and it's a journey worth taking. Embrace the process, and you'll find that the benefits extend far beyond a tidy home. Alright, so we've decluttered, we've gotten rid of all that extra stuff we don't need, and we've even made some money selling it. That's awesome. But now comes the really important part, creating a budget. Not just any budget, though. We're talking about a minimalist budget. Remember, minimalism isn't about deprivation, it's about intentionality. We're going to focus on what truly matters, our needs. So what are needs? Needs are your non-negotiables, the things you absolutely have to pay for each month. Things like rent or mortgage payments, utilities to keep the lights on, groceries to keep you fueled up, and transportation to get you to work. These are the essentials, the foundation of your budget. Now, take a look at your bank statements. Those don't lie. Where is your money actually going? You might be surprised to see how much you're spending on things you don't actually need. We're talking about those impulse buys, the subscription services you barely use, the expensive dinners out. These are wants, not needs. And look, I get it. We all deserve to treat ourselves once in a while, but the key here is to be mindful. Do those $5 takeout coffees every day really bring you joy? Or are you just on autopilot? Remember, every dollar you spend on a want is a dollar you could be putting towards your financial freedom. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. When people hear the term minimalism, they often get the wrong idea. A lot of people hear minimalism and think it means living a boring, restrictive life. They imagine a life devoid of color, excitement, and spontaneity. They imagine bare walls, empty refrigerators, and giving up all the things they enjoy. It's as if minimalism is synonymous with deprivation. Listen, I'm here to tell you that's just not true. Minimalism is about intentionality. It's about making conscious choices that align with your values and priorities. It's about focusing on what truly brings you joy and cutting out the noise that distracts you from that. It's about creating space for what matters most. For me, that meant shifting my priorities from material possessions to experiences and relationships. I realized that the things I owned were owning me. Instead of spending hundreds of dollars on a new gadget, I started investing in memories. I began to see the value in moments rather than objects. I went on hikes, enjoying the fresh air and the simple pleasure of being outdoors. I explored new parts of my city, discovering hidden gems and local spots I had never noticed before. And I spent quality time with loved ones, creating memories that would last a lifetime. These experiences, not things, are what truly enriched my life. And you know what? They brought me a sense of fulfillment that no material possession ever could. These experiences often ended up being free or very low cost. I found joy in the simple, everyday moments that I had previously overlooked. I rediscovered the library and started borrowing books instead of buying them. This not only saved me money, but also reignited my love for reading. I started cooking more meals at home, experimenting with new recipes, and enjoying the process of creating something nourishing. This not only saved me money, but also helped me eat healthier. I found joy in the simplicity of a home-cooked meal shared with loved ones. The more I embraced simplicity, the more I realized that happiness didn't come from a shopping spree. It came from within. It came from being present and appreciating the little things. So before you write off minimalism as too extreme, I challenge you to try it out. Start small. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Pick one area of your life where you feel overwhelmed by stuff and declutter it. It could be your closet, your desk, or even just a single drawer. You might be surprised at how liberating it feels to let go of things you don't need and make space for what truly matters. Minimalism doesn't mean misery, it means freedom. Alright, let's talk about one of the most powerful tools in my minimalist money-saving arsenal: automation. Automation is not just a buzzword, it's a game changer that can revolutionize the way you handle your finances. Imagine having a system in place that takes care of your savings without you having to lift a finger. Sounds amazing, right? Seriously, this one strategy changed the game for me. It took the stress out of managing my money and allowed me to focus on other important aspects of my life. No more worrying about whether I remembered to transfer money to my savings account or if I had enough left over after paying bills. Once I started decluttering my spending and freeing up extra cash, I needed a way to make sure that money was actually going towards my emergency fund and not getting frittered away on impulse purchases. This is where automation became my best friend. It provided a structured way to ensure my financial goals were met consistently. By setting up automatic transfers, I could ensure that my money was working for me, even when I wasn't actively managing it. This simple step made a huge difference in my financial stability. I set up an automatic transfer from my checking account to my emergency fund every single time I got paid. This way, I didn't have to think about it, and I knew my savings were growing steadily. And I'm not talking about a measly $10 or $20 here and there. I'm talking about a significant chunk of my income. This approach ensured that my emergency fund grew quickly and provided a solid financial cushion. The beauty of automation is that it takes the emotion out of saving. You don't have to worry about making the right decision every month. The system does it for you. You don't have to rely on willpower or discipline to manually transfer money each month. It's a set-it-and-forget-it approach that ensures your financial goals are met without constant effort. It just happens automatically, like clockwork. This consistency is key to building a robust financial safety net. Over time, I watched my savings grow, providing me with a sense of security and peace of mind. Trust me, automating your savings is one of the easiest yet most effective things you can do to reach your financial goals faster. It's a simple step that can have a profound impact on your financial health. Think of it this way: you work hard for your money, so why not put that money to work for you automatically? By automating your savings, you're ensuring that your hard-earned money is being used wisely. With automation, you're essentially paying yourself first. This means you're prioritizing your financial well-being before any other expenses even have a chance to eat away at your income. This proactive approach ensures that your savings goals are met consistently. And the best part is, you can start small. Even if you can only afford to automate $10 or $20 per paycheck, that's still a step in the right direction. Every little bit adds up over time. As you declutter your spending and free up more cash flow, you can gradually increase the amount you're automatically saving. The key is to make it a habit. Consistency is crucial in building a solid financial foundation. Set up that automatic transfer and watch your emergency fund grow effortlessly over time. It's like magic, but with money. You'll be amazed at how quickly your savings can grow with minimal effort on your part. Imagine this. You wake up one morning and your car won't start. Your heart sinks because you know it's going to be an expensive fix. But then you remember, you have a fully funded emergency fund, thanks to the power of automation. Instead of panicking, you can breathe a sigh of relief, knowing you're financially prepared to handle whatever life throws your way. This is the peace of mind that comes with having a solid emergency fund. And the best part is, you don't have to be a financial expert or make a ton of money to achieve it. By adopting minimalist principles, decluttering your spending, and automating your savings, you can build a financial safety net that will give you the freedom and security to pursue your dreams. It's a simple yet powerful strategy that can transform your financial life. So, take that first step today. Set up your automatic transfers and watch your financial future transform before your eyes. That's it, guys. My journey from being stressed, broke, and drowning in stuff to living a more intentional, fulfilling, and financially secure life, all thanks to embracing minimalism. And trust me, if I can do it, you can too. Minimalism isn't about deprivation, it's about prioritization. It's about identifying what truly matters to you and designing your life around those values. So, I have one final question for you. What's one area of your life you could simplify today? Is it your home, your budget, your schedule, maybe even your mindset? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm excited to hear how you're starting your minimalist journey. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on more wealth building tips. I'll see you in the next one.